reload the thing. We're about to reload the thing. Are you ready for the summertime vibe? Let's get it now. Where are my blues at? Get in the chat right now with those hearts. Woohoo! Damn! Alrighty then. I hope you all enjoyed that original, that original soundtrack that yours truly mastered, produced, the whole shebang. So hopefully you all enjoyed that. Welcome back, ladies and gents. It's your boy Just Mo. How we are doing? So as you can see by the thumbnail, the merry-go-round, the transfer merry-go-round is well and truly spinning. It is going and it is going. There is a lot to talk about. There are many things that we do need to mention today. My goodness. But Chelsea are busy and they are active in the window. You'll have to forgive me. There are some names that I am not going to be able to pronounce because I'm just that blonde and dumb. Did I really have to put the blonde part in there? I'm just really that blonde and dumb. And also when it comes to pronunciating names, I normally get myself into trouble because I don't know how to pronunciate stuff. So, whoopsie. But yes, former Fulham centre-half Tosin. I'm going to try it. Adarabioyo. Like, if I've butchered that, allow it. Allow it. But Tosin, we're just going to say Tosin Addy. Yeah, so Tosin Addy, former Fulham centre half, is said to be signing for Chelsea. It is pretty much sealed in. It's pretty much a done deal. And he is said to be the first signing of the Enzo Maresca era. Now, a lot of Chelsea fans have made some noise on Twitter or X. Look, I will forever call it Twitter. I grew up in the generation it was called Twitter. It will forever be called Twitter. So, on Twitter, a lot of Chelsea fans have been... They've been piping up going, why are we signing players? You know, we're just trying to get rid of our academy players. But as of you can see right here at this moment in time, Big Trev is still a Chelsea player. There's been no bid for him. It looks like there's no interest at this current moment in time. Who knows? As long as much as the transfer window does continue and does go forward. But as far as we are aware, that Big Trev is still with us. Big Trev is still at the club. He still bleeds blue. He is still a Chelsea boy. So stop complaining. Stop mourning. Like, we did need a couple of other centre halves because of the way Enzo Maresca plays. So we had to at least get two, at most two. And with this being a free agent, it just makes sense. Premier League proven, has some forms of inconsistencies here and there. Maybe with some top elite coaching that he can improve. He's still fairly on the young side. I believe he's only 23 or something. So he's still fairly young. So he's not too old, he's not too young, but he's still got a plethora of Premier League experience. I think he's played in the Premier League for at least 2 or 3 years now. So he has got some experience in the Prem. And he's a free agent. It makes sense. So if that gets put over the line, awesome. We've got one player in that we can look to and go, right, we expect you to be fairly consistent because you have played in the Prem before. You are a little bit older than the majority of the defenders that we do have. Probably around the same age as Reece. Ben Chilwell just doesn't play, so and Ben Chilwell's my age. Ben Chilwell's like 27, 28. Oh, he's there. So there is that. Do I think we need one more centre half? 100%. I do think we need another centre half. But let me know who you think we should get. If we do need one more centre half, get in the chat. Let me know who you think we should sign, centre half wise, centre back wise, because I don't have full faith in Wes without an injury all season. I just don't. I think Wes is a phenomenal centre half. I think he's a very, very good centre half when he is fit. But his injury history worries me. It concerns me. Like, it could come into next season and boom, after a handful of games, he gets injured again and he's out for a plethora of amount of time. So that's why I'm thinking we do need another centre half. By the way of Enzo Maresca wants to play, and I do think it would make sense to go and get one more centre half. But Tosin, it looks like he's coming to the club. It's looking very, very certain that he is going to he's going to become a Chelsea player. It's pretty much nailed on. We're just waiting for the here we go. So we're just waiting for that right as of this moment in time. But it's looking very likely he's going to be the first signing of Enzo Maresca's era and time as the Chelsea head coach. Victor Osimhen is another part, ladies and gents. Victor Osimhen. Now, I have said some things on Twitter to another Chelsea fan. Of course, it's not bad. But like I said, I wanted Victor. I wanted Victor. I think Victor's a very talented, very gifted striker. But, unfortunately, as of right now, he is just way, way, way too expensive. His wage bill is going to be astronomical. It's going to be probably higher than Raheem Sterling. You're looking at least 300,000 because he's going to be a star player, because he's going to be the star striker, that elite striker that Chelsea are craving for, and they've been craving for a long, long time. They've always been wanting the next Didier Drogba. Let's be perfectly honest. That next Didier Drogba, that next Diego Costa. That's what we've been searching for. Unfortunately, we haven't had the best of luck for it. That's just the way it goes, unfortunately. Now, we have Victor Gyökeres, and we also have Benjamin Sesko. Now, who do I think makes the most sense? Sesko, because you're looking at like what, in between 45 to 65 mil, in between that region at least. But when you look at Victor Osimhen, you're looking at 120 million, at least. At least. That's the release clause, I believe, is somewhere nearabouts. So you're looking at towards 110, 120 mil. We can't keep doing this. We can't keep doing this with players. And then we're in the bin when it comes to FFP, because we keep doing the same crap over and over again. We need to stop. We need to stop overspending and overexerting. We need to stop it. And I do believe Victor Osimhen is worth 100 mil. I don't think he's worth more than 100 mil. But I would have hoped that we could have possibly have come to an agreement. Maybe had like a Lukaku swap or something. Or Lukaku and maybe one other player. That be maybe beating Sterling. They go, right, you've got two great, solid players there. You have got an incredibly talented player in Raheem Sterling. He's got a lot of potential still. He's in his prime, or in his prime years. Take him. You've got Lukaku as well, which he's coming towards maybe his twilight years now. He's in his 30s. It just doesn't make sense for us to keep hold of him anymore. And I don't want to see that man wearing a Chelsea shirt again. Maresca, get rid. So a lot of Chelsea fans are probably not going to agree with what I'm saying. You know, when it comes to Victor Osimhen. I mean, look, everybody's entitled to their opinions, but you can't keep spending money like, hey, big spender. You can't keep doing that season in, season out. You can't keep doing it. It's not doable. You can't do it. Doesn't matter how much money our owners have. It doesn't matter how much money our owner has. Unfortunately, he's just going to cost way too much. Is Victor Osimhen. And so we need to look elsewhere. You've got Benjamin Sesko and you've got Victor Gyökeres, who are pretty much like an unpolished version of Victor Osimhen. They're both like unpolished versions of him. Victor Osimhen is the elite version of himself, whilst the other two are the unpolished, unfinished, non-elite version of that striker. If that's what Chelsea are looking for when it comes to a striker, when it comes to a number 9, either which one of them, Gyökeres or Sesko, is a perfect chance to go like, right, well, we have got another Osimhen here. We do. We have got one here. But it's all about how long is it going to take them. How long is it going to take them to be like, bing. Now, they're both still quite young. They're in the early 20s, I believe. So it's going to take them at least a year or two, especially if they want to come to the Premier League. It's going to take them at least 2 or 3 years to finally have that click when it comes to being an elite striker. It happens with every striker. It doesn't just happen overnight, especially when they just come to the Premier League. It's going to take them some time. So we need to be, as Chelsea fans, for the first time in our lives, we have to be patient with that. But that's the thing. Us Chelsea fans can't stand that. We can't stand being patient. And look, a lot of fans are going after Maresca. They're going after Maresca. And I'm like, seems like a nice guy. He did very well at Leicester. It doesn't matter if he almost blew a freaking 17-point lead or whatever. It doesn't matter about that. All that matters is him and his squad went out and did that. And they still remained at the tippity top and still got back into Premier League football. They stayed there. They didn't lose it, did they? When people go on about, oh, they almost lost it. Did they though? They didn't. They stayed at the top. In a league season, it's not going to be plain sailing. So they, at first, were light years ahead. They were phantasmagorical. They were phenomenal. But then, as the season went on, they had some bad moments, they had some low parts, they had some defeats, etc. And it knocked them. And then all these other teams, they stayed remaining at the top. These other teams, bing, 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 bing. Leicester was still there. They never went back down. They got up again. They're never going to keep me down. That's basically what Leicester did all season. And now they're back in the Prem. So, you need to salute Enzo Maresca and go, fair freaking play, sir. You did very well last season with what you had. Well done. Welcome back to the Prem. Now, you're at an even bigger club. An even bigger club that wears the colour of blue. This time you are managing the pride of London. You are managing Chelsea freaking Football Club. And we look forward to seeing what you have in store for us. And so you will have, for me, as every manager does have, I normally give them to November, December. That's what I normally do. I go, is he good enough or is he not? So when it came to Pochettino, I gave Poch till December. I was like, there is something about him that we know he's decent with young talent. But I'll give him to December. But after the first 3-4 games, he completely changed his tune. Talking shit. Talking mad crud. But I went, oh, hang on a second, hold on a moment. I remember back in pre-season, Maurizio, that you were, Chelsea's supposed to be, they're supposed to be there, supposed to be content, supposed to be, Chelsea are winners. That's who we are. So that was just a freaking lie then, was it, Maurizio? Thank God Maurizio is now gone. And a lot of all these Poch it is going to be there going, you can talk as much talk as you want to talk. But at the end of the day, he failed the targets that the club put out for him. Get Champions League football and win a trophy. And also the fans wanted it. A trophy in top 4. It doesn't matter what happened in the last 5-6 games. Yeah, there was some good football because one of the freaking coaches and the coaching staff was like, yo, Maurizio, why don't you try an inverted fullback with Mark? As in Mark Cucurella. Why don't you try that? And then Potts just went, damn it, you've got it. Let's give it a try. And it worked. Because he no longer had Moises Caicedo isolated and alone in midfield. He now had another player. He had Mark Cucurella there to assist, to help, to do whatever, to do the dog work. To help Moises Caicedo do his job. And we saw then Moises Caicedo do his job even better. Throughout the entire season, he had been fairly okay. He had been fairly okay all season. At the beginning, it was a little bit rocky. A little bit, ugh. But that happens when you just sign for a brand new club, when you're a very expensive player at 115 million. Happens. You got to be patient. But after a couple of months, he really started to showcase his ability, showcase his talent, and came good. Especially throughout those last 6 games. Really, throughout those last 5-6 games, He really showed his class, really showed his quality. That's how football is, I'm afraid, sometimes. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of time for a player to get settled into a new club. And unfortunately, we are now going to be in the Conference League, when in reality we should really be in the Europa League. But Pep and his absolute funny boys though over there at Man City decided to go, sod it boys, let the boys have it. Let them have it. Just keel over, don't defend, it's fine. If I was Poch, I'd be throwing shit. I'd be throwing stuff. I'd be throwing. I don't care if it had hit anyone. Maybe it'd wake them up a little bit. That's when I'd go, wake up. Exactly. That first half performance by City was absolutely diabolical, by the way. I'm still angry at Pep and Man City for that. I'm still mad at them because, in reality, if they were the ones to actually want to decide to show up, we'd actually be in Europa League instead of the Conference League. That's if Pep and his team wanted to show up. But they didn't. They were like, they already saw it that they were on holiday. When in reality, if I was Pep in that instance, I'm throwing stuff and I'm yelling at them. I'm going, what the hell was that performance? This is a very, very big deal. This is one of the biggest and oldest competitions in world football. This is football heritage. And you go out there and you have that kind of performance, hell to the no. Like, every single one of them is getting docked pay. I'll see you in training tomorrow, because you ain't getting no holiday. You ain't just gonna go. You're not allowed to go off and do whatever. You're gonna be back in training tomorrow and doing freaking runs. After that performance, hell no. I would have been absolutely raging if I was Poch. If I was Poch, I would have been raging. I would have been absolutely raging. But we move forward. We do have Conference League football next season. We have to win it. It's the same thing as most Arsenal fans know. Or Arsenal fans used to say it all the time. He has to go, blood. He has to go. He has to go, blood. Like, simple as that. We have to win it. We have to. It's the only one that we don't have. Because it's not long just being created. So, go and win it. And then you can really laugh in front of Arsenal fans and go, you boys, we have never been in Conference League before. We were in it this season and we won it. Out of all the teams that are in the Conference League, I look at that Chelsea team and I go, that team wins it hands down. When you look at the calibre of players that are at Chelsea's disposal, I look at the other clubs that are going to be in that Conference League and I go, you ain't got a cat and mouse chance. You ain't got a cat and mouse chance. Oh, hell no. There is a couple of them that I'm like, you could do quite well. You could make it quite far. But we have to be patient. We have to. But that's the one thing Chelsea fans are bad at. It's what us Chelsea fans are bad at. And what's that, you ask? Little bit of patience. You just got to be patient. You've got to be patient. You have to be. Because now's the time where you need a bit of patience. We have to be patient. We've got a manager that's come in who is a young, slightly inexperienced manager who did very well with Leicester last season, and deserves respect for what he did with Leicester last season. Like I said, just because that they had a 17-point lead or whatever, and they almost lost it, but they didn't know, did they? They still went off and shut up. Just shut up. They still went off and won the league. I don't care what you have to say about, oh, he almost went and lost the 7-point lead. Did he still win the league? Then shut up. Stop bitching. Stop moaning. Stop complaining. That's all fans want to do nowadays is moan and complain. Moan and complain. Moan and complain. How about you stop complaining and moaning for once and actually try to see the other side of it? Try and be a little bit more optimistic. I understand you're passionate about your club, But football is different now. It's not the same as it was 10 years ago. It's not the same as it was when Abramovich was, when Roman was, at the helm. It's not the same anymore. Football clubs are run differently now. You need to come to grasp with that. You need to learn to understand that. You need to. Because if you don't, you're going to struggle massively. People are going on about Victor Osimhen. He's just far too expensive. Far too expensive. We need to move on. Sorry to say. It's either Victor Gyökeres or Benjamin Sesko. For me, I'd like to add in Yusufa Moukoko because I think he's a talented striker. And he's like, 18, 19? Really talented lad. And he'll cost, 20, 30 mil? At least. It just has to make sense. You can't keep spending hundreds and hundreds of millions every single transfer window. You can't keep doing it and be sustainable. You can't. And have a successful business. That's like me owning my own strip club or whatever and blowing it all away on dancers that are just ridiculous. They've been all over the spot. They've got amazing experience. And they are the best of the best. And I've not long just opened, and I don't have the personnel or I don't have the clientele just yet. That's stupid. That's just being stupid. What you should be doing is maybe getting a couple of them, each at a time. Each at a time, you spend some time, you get and you build around them, the good ones that you have just brought in. You've just brought some really good females. Boom. Have them as these are the premium. Let's build around them. Build around them. And then as time goes on, when you start getting in more funds, everybody else is happy, the clientele's happy, that's when you start using those funds and you go, right, let's upgrade on the business, let's upgrade on the personnel, let's get some more better of the better strippers or whatever. Just get the better ones, or get better training for the ones that you've already got. Because you've already got two great ones, maybe get another one or maybe another two, and they can help train the others. And then before you know it, those girls, they start becoming just as good as the others that you brought in to train. See, it's business. It's business. It is business. And a lot of fans just don't understand business. A lot of fans just think this is FIFA. Spend hundreds and hundreds of millions every single transfer window, and nobody's gonna bat an eyelid. Bull. I'm sorry. Grow up. Wake up. This isn't FIFA or FC24. It's not a video game. It's not a video game. Wake up. I understand that you want Victor Osimhen. He's going to cost around 120 freaking million. His wage packet is going to come towards maybe 300 grand. You need to wake up. We can't keep doing this time and time again and have fallen back into the old system that we had before of overpaying overpriced players to play for the club, and then in a couple of seasons they don't want to play for us anymore, or they ain't good enough anymore. It's time to wake up and realise that time to move on from those days of Chelsea having loads and loads of money and they can spend it like they used to, because they can't, because there's new laws in place. This is at the time where Roman was in charge, in his peak, and he brought in your Drogba's, Makalelis, Michael Essien, Michael Ballack, Frank Lampard, Petr Cech, Ashley Cole. I could continue. It's not that generation anymore. That generation long gone. Most of them have retired now. If not 99% of them have retired now. From that generation. They've all given up now. All hung up the boots. It's not the same anymore. You can't keep continually spending hundreds of millions when there's a new structure with financial fair play is involved. You can't do it, unfortunately. I mean, I wish that we could right now go, yo, Napoli, there's 100 mil, shush up. You can take Lukaku if you want to. Have it. Then they go back, oh, we want the actual, then you're not getting Lukaku. If you want Lukaku in replace of him, and we have to pay more, you're not getting him. Because Lukaku's worth at least 40 mil. It's like I said, it's just bad. It's just bad if we continue to keep going down that route. That we go, oh, here's 130 mil. Give us the guy. We did it with Moises, and our idiots that are running the club decide to go, we're going to let Winstonley and the other, what will I call them, Dumb and Dumber, or Dick and Dom. They are absolute plunkards that don't know what on earth they're doing when it comes to negotiating. Like, it seemed like Todd did a lot of good business when he did the negotiations. So maybe give it back to Todd and go, yo, you seem to know what you're going on about when it comes to finances, and negotiations, etc. So you go ahead and do that. Instead of letting Dick and Dom ruin it all with the whole Moises Caicedo situation. Like, when it came out that it was going to be like 110, 115 mil, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding? I'd rather go to the Championship and get him playing for 30 mil. But then I realised that this is Moises Caicedo. Like, we need him. But I'm like, 110 mil plus is absolute extortion. It's extortion because he's not worth that. Not right now. He's worth. I think Moises Caicedo was worth about 60, 70 mil at least. I was like, you go any more than that, you are getting taken for a joke. And then when it went forward that Brighton wanted 100 mil, I said, I can understand they have an amount set on him. It's because they didn't want to get rid of him. But I'm like, your player wants to go. Sometimes you might need to just cave in a little bit. I would have thought they would have accepted 90 mil. But they're like, no. I'm like, but then Liverpool wanted to get involved. Liverpool were like, I'm going to get involved. He didn't want to go to you guys in the first place. What the hell are you doing? It's because he's like been working with Chelsea for months. And he's just like, yep. He's been a Chelsea fan since he was a kid, so I don't know what. Oh, God. But now it looks like Chelsea are looking for more signings as well. They're looking for a goalkeeper, possibly another centre-half. They're looking for a striker, and it looks like they're looking for a winger. And it looks like they could be going after Elise. Crystal Palace's Michael Elise, and I quite like Michael Elise. I think he's a talented little player, but we've got too many right wingers, too many. See, this is what happens when you got half-wits that don't know what on earth they're doing. What I would probably do is look to move one or two of them onto the left. Locate those that are left-footed or are quite adaptable. That are quite adaptable and they can adapt their game to that. That's what I would like to see. I think maybe Noni could, possibly Cole. Angelo could possibly do it. But we're going to have Moria next season, I think. I think we're gonna have Diogo Moria next season, which will be interesting, to say the least. But yeah, let me know what you think, because we're gonna wrap it up there, ladies and gents, for today. I'm gonna have to go and get some dinner, etc., or lunch. As it said, it's been a while since I've last eaten. This is what happens when you're working on the transfer updates. But let me know who you think we should sign, ladies and gents. Goalkeeper, centre half, striker, and winger. Who are your signings? Who would you sign? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'll see you all next time. Take care and bye. Have a great time.